Notes on a Better Humanity by James Mandolare. I sit in this quiet dead of night in a capital city, stunned by economic collapse, evictions, protests, unemployment, environmental disaster, and a global pandemic, a terrible, deadly disease that has taken 200,000 of our fellow Americans and sickened with a terrible illness millions more across the whole world. Yet I am little changed from my 20 years of solitude, blessed by using my years of study to share my mystic insights with the world and get paid for it, giving the world some faith in the existence of a great cosmic mind of the universe. The election year, too, is upon us. The other epidemic of conceit on full display. As two identical parties turn on each other. One claims to be Christian warriors, and they desire to reclaim the purity of the Bible by casting the anarchists and socialist and atheists and the perverse pedophile conspiracists that secretly worship Satan out of the sacred temple of God. The other side, professional politicians mainly, bloated by their mostly swindled or inherited wealth and power, scoff condescendingly down their bespectacled long noses at the conceited false hypocrisy of the religious right, failing, of course, to see their own hypocrisy as they betray the nation, the world, and the future, to cling to corrupt power into old age, refusing to retire and let the young remake the world a better place, replacing toxic technologies long made obsolete by better ideas, long suppressed by those that retard the advancement of human civilization for their own personal gain, and to their shareholders and families, amassing billions from destroying all life on the planet. But a better humanity still waits for the older generation to relinquish power, so the consciousness of humanity can finally expand, allowing the last 50 years to finally transform our humanity to become more peaceful, loving, tolerant, generous, and kind. Then we may reform all our institutions and remake all our past traditions to finally reflect the very different humanity we have become from those that came before us. How do we reinvent our very humanity to find balance and harmony, equality, justice, and freedom for all life on the planet? We must manage our own evolution on a global scale by first giving up violence in all its many forms, in all the time-honored traditions where it hides. We must give up possession and the exclusive rights to truth and to love and to sensual pleasure and expression. The perversity of this warrior cult has soaked this world in innocent blood for centuries and has heartlessly murdered and wounded hundreds of millions across the world. The military use of violence must end, and that youthful energy put to good use, cleaning up the polluted world and creating a decent standard of living for all life on the planet, creating energy systems and transportation networks and clean and decent, concentrated human living centers. The reverence for nature must become our one true devotion. Spending time camping and hiking in nature our best activity, and we must come to respect the rivers and lakes, the land, the animals, the insects, the trees, and the wild places, and leave them pure without human interference. We must not live to work and accumulate fortunes, but to serve 20 hours a week the local community, or help humanity create a global village that's fair and equal and good. A basic living should be provided free to everyone. Food, shelter, medical care, clean water, heat, transportation, education, all provided in return for service. And those who work or study to be able to take on greater responsibilities in service to humanity can get the extras for it. A better humanity cares for everyone. A better humanity is willing to serve for the pure reward of service, but still be able to live and play and enjoy personal time, family, friends, and interests for a chance to find true contentedness in a good, long, healthy life, free of industrial disease, war wage slavery, and oppression. Let's not go back to cruelty, depravity, conceit, and brutality. Let's give the poor, hard-working class basic income, Medicare for all, legalized herb, an end to war, so we can finally have a 21st century world denied to us by a fascist coup d'etat in the United States on December 22nd, 1963, when the progression of the modern world was halted in favor of keeping the world from changing so the United States could remain the savior of the 1940s and never throw off the fascist dream of militant world domination. The terrible price of holding back the future is a world dying, economic collapse, pandemic, conceit, and stagnation, leading only to our own human extinction and the end of all life on earth for the billions wasted on oil, war, poisonous drugs, and a petty tyrant's lust for power and control. In a futile quest to stop the universe from expanding and to stop time, old age, and death, the tyrants of this world have no faith or trust in anything before birth or beyond the grave. So they have no need to care for the world beyond the narrow self-interest that drives them to stave off death by destroying the future of all life on earth.